thanks for watching my video. This is for Discovering Pre-Algebra Part 2, and this is for Worksheet 1-2, where we're working on converting measurements using proportions. Now 1 through 4 and 11, A, B, C, and D, I'm not going to do in this video. They're kind of like vocab questions, so go back into the notes from the class today if you're having any trouble trying to answer these. But as you can see, I have 5 through 10 there, and I put up your ratios with your proportion, what you're comparing, and then your proportion, so that you can kind of take a look and see if that's what you're doing wrong. All right, so take a few minutes and look at that, grade your work, and pause, and when you come back, I will explain how I got these answers. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you pause and you're ready to go. So I'm going to change the view here, and we're going to come down and look at these. All right, just so that we can have some room, I'm going to erase these proportions, but I'm basically going to put them back up again. Did not want that to happen. We're just going to erase these proportions so that we can do it all over again. I can walk you through the steps of how I got these answers. All right, so give me 1 second to do that and we will get started. All right, so some of these, number 10 in particular has a rounded answer. Keep that in mind. All right, so how many inches is 4.5 feet? Well, a good way to know how to set up your proportions is it makes it a whole lot easier if you put what you don't know on top. So I want to know, my question is how many inches? So that's what I want to put up on top because that's what I don't know. So I'm going to put inch over feet. All right. The second thing that makes it easier if I go with is my conversion. Well, I know that 12 inches equal 1 foot. And since I'm comparing inches on the top, inches need to be on the top of all of my ratios in my proportion. So I'm going to put my 12 inches on top. And since feet are on the bottom in my comparison ratio, I'm going to put 1 foot on the bottom. Now, like I said, inches is what I need to know, okay? But my problem does give me 4.5 feet. So I'm comparing inches to feet, and now I have my proportion. Okay, now let's get a little bit more room. I'm going to take my comparison out of here and stuff. All right. So I got to get x by itself. Well, that 4.5, that's what I want to get rid of. So I need to see in relation to x what it's doing, and it's dividing x. So the opposite operation of that is to multiply, which will cancel it out over here, give me that 1 that I need, and then I'm going to multiply it over here. All right, so 4.5 times 12, 8, 9, go over 1. And when I get down to here, I have to remember that I need 1 decimal place. So it's 54 inches. That's my answer. A conversion is not complete unless you have units. So make sure, I would almost mark you off more for not having that inch than getting the wrong answer. All right. So what I'm comparing in this one is feet to yards, and feet's my unknown. So I want to put my comparison, put that feet on top. My conversion for this is 3 feet equal 1 yard. So the feet go on top because of my comparison. I put the feet on top, and the 1 yard goes on the bottom. Now I don't know my feet, that's why I put it on top, just to make my work a little bit easier. And 2.7 yards goes on the bottom. All right, to get rid of 2.7, I got to multiply it on both sides. And 2.7 times 3 is going to be 21, carrying my 2, 6, 7, 8. And I have to put that decimal point in there. So it's going to be 8.1 feet. All right, in this one, we're comparing feet to miles. And since feet is what I do not know, it's going on top again. All right. And my comparison is my conversion is 5,280 feet equal 1 mile. So what I want to do is put my feet on top because I said that's where it should go, on top. So 5,280 feet over 1 mile. Well, in my problem, it does not give me feet, but it does give me that 2.2 miles. Because the 2.2 miles is dividing the x, I have to multiply it to get rid of it. And if I multiply these two numbers, I'm going to get 0, 16, 4, 5, 10. I'm going to get all the same numbers again because it's the same digit. Now just remember that when you're doing these, you want to get that one decimal place in there. All right, so it's going to be 11,000, and I'm a little bit off. So hold on one second. I'm going to compare this with a calculator just to make sure my math was correct and everything. So 258 times 2.2. Huh. So I'm going to just go make sure my conversion is correct. Maybe I used the wrong conversion. 1 mile. Oh. So let's go up here to our conversion chart in our workbook. 5,280. So I'm going to say that I probably made a mistake on the answer key. All right, so if you have the answer key, know that I probably made a mistake. Unless this is an older class, then I probably changed the answer key. But I'm going to go ahead and change this answer. And I'm off just by a little bit, so I'm guessing I just goofed when I made the answer key, or maybe I just wrote down the wrong number than was in my work. Sometimes I'm a little sloppy. So in this one, I'm comparing feet to inches, and I know that 12 inches equal 1 foot, so that's my conversion. And since I don't know feet, I'm going to put my comparison with the feet on top and inches on the bottom. So that's going to be 1 foot over 12 inches, and I know 39 inches, but I don't know how many feet. All right, so I need to multiply both sides by 39 to get rid of it on that side. So my x is by itself and solved. And 39 divided by 12, because 39 times 1 foot is going to be 39 over 12 equals x. So if I take 39 and I divide it by 12, I'm going to get 3.25. Now the next one, I'm comparing yards to feet. Yards is my unknown, so I'm going to put it on the top. And I know that 3 feet equal 1 yard. So it's like I'm doing the same thing I did in 6, but I'm reversing it. Okay, so I'm going to put my 1 yard on top and my 3 feet on the bottom. Okay, and that is going to equal 108 feet on the bottom and x on the top. So to get that x by itself, I need to multiply both sides by that 108, and that's going to give me 108 divided by 3. All right, that's going to give me 36 is going to be my answer. So x is 36 yards in this one. I'm just going to double check that since I already had one issue with my answer key. Yes. All right, in this last one, we have miles to feet. Miles is unknown. I'm going to put it up, and I'm going to use this conversion again, this 5,280. And since that's the feet, it's going to go on the bottom this time. It's going to flip, and I know that I have 3,970. I have less miles than make a mile. So I know I'm not going to have a full mile, because 3,970 is a lot less than the amount of miles I need, amount of feet I need to make 1 mile. Okay, so I'm going to times both sides by this. And 3,970 divided by 5,280 is rounded to 0.75, which is what I have there. Some takeaways that I want you to keep in mind when you're doing these. Rounding will be different for different people. If you use a different conversion, you may get a slightly different answer, so don't be hard on yourself if you're just off by a tenth or a hundredth of a place. The other thing I want you to understand is that I do not teach cross product when I do proportions because I think people get confused when they try to divide or multiply fractions. It just seems to muddy the process because it's a trick, and tricks are best used if you discover them all your own. With that being said, if you've discovered the cross product works to do it quicker, I honestly use that trick in my head. But the only reason that I don't get it confused with multiplication and division is not because I'm a math teacher, because I didn't get it confused long before then. Um, it's because I know why it works. So I believe in teaching why it works, and when you discover the trick, then you can start doing cross product. Okay? So those are some takeaways. Like I said before, an answer is wrong if it doesn't have a unit. We talked about the Challenger debacle in class before, and that is a lot of reason why we have to put units because of what happened in that situation. All right, so keep doing this until you get it. If you need more practice, let me know. If you need some private tutoring, let me know, and I'll see you guys in class.